So with the new redraws of One Punch Man, we now have more of an idea where the story is going now, and we also got a bit of a downgrade when it comes to certain characters and their powers. So let's talk about it. Okay, so we've known for a long time now that they are doing the redraws for One Punch Man. That is nothing new. We got to the fight with Saitama grabbing the sword from the Dimensional Slash by Empty Void and then throwing him into the ground, and then Empty Void coming back to his senses there. But then we get the whole backstory with him and Blast and how Void put this whole scheme together to infiltrate and try and figure out what's going on so that he could create an army to be able to fight God. So we knew all that, and then it just stopped, and we went back and we started redoing the Ninja Arc. We started to redo it from basically almost from the start, redo it, and that's what we've been spending all this time on now. And it's changed a lot of things within One Punch Man. So firstly, with the newest chapter out now, they have changed it completely. So everything you thought you knew about Empty Void with the Dimensional Slash, well, guess what? That doesn't exist anymore. That does not exist. He has not got that feed anymore. So anyone who brings up, oh, Empty Void has this Dimensional Slash where he goes to a higher dimension outside the causality and comes down and can slice it through, this is a huge, huge feat, does not exist anymore. And look, I always said that when I'm going to scale Saitama and Empty Void, I was going to wait until the end of the fight, and then the redraw started happening, and then I started to hear rumors that he was going to redo the Dimensional Slash and change it up. And now it has come to fruition. It is true. It no longer exists. So that feat does not exist anymore. Another thing that does not exist anymore is the backstory of Blast and Empty Void as well. Because in the newest redraw, you see here, after Saitama punches Void once into the ground, he comes back to his senses. This is the first time we see him back in his normal state without the monster form. So we see him here in this panel. And then we have Flashy Flash and that come and attack him, and Blast stops him. And he says, look, this man was under the influence of the gods and that. He's not evil. It might have been selfish, but this is what he's doing. So we're not getting the Blast fight with Empty Void, which is something that I really, really liked in the last one. I'm going to be honest, I really, really liked seeing the conflict of Blast and Void and everything with their backstory and how it all tied in together. I thought that was actually one of the strongest things currently going on in One Punch Man, but obviously that no longer exists anymore, which is kind of a shame, because this is like my gripe with it right now. We spent all that time getting to that point, getting excited. Oh, Empty Void versus Saitama, this is going to be insane. What's going to happen? And it feels like whenever you watch a TV show or a movie and they do the whole dream stuff, you get to the end and they're like, wake up and it's like, guess what, guys? This was a dream. And you sit there and you're like, well, that was effing pointless, wasn't it? That's how I feel right now. I feel like, so I read all that and that's all pointless. It's all pointless because now it doesn't exist. Now, the only hope that Saitama fans, One Punch Man fans that really want to keep this hype train of One Punch Man, of Saitama and Empty Void being superiorly above Galaxy, multi-Galaxy level now, is going to come down to them trying to be like, this is a different timeline now. We're on a different timeline. This timeline still exists. No, it just doesn't exist, period. He's changed the whole thing now. That is all retcon to not exist anymore. It's kind of like the way that Dragon Ball is with GT. Once we got Super, it was like GT is definitely not existent anymore. It does not exist. It's non-canon. It doesn't exist. It's over there on its own thing. That whole thing there, I mean, just put it over there. It doesn't exist anymore. Someone can pick up that storyline and do it themselves. That would be great, but it doesn't exist. So as we continue with the redraw chapter here, this is where we start to see Blast say to Saitama, oh, man, we're going to need to borrow your strength when we're going to go fight the gods. He talks about what is in that fist of Saitama as well. Maybe hinting to Saitama has something with his power that is able to knock God's control out of them. I mean, he did it with Garo. He's now done it with Void. Does Saitama have this divine power or something like that punches, when he punches someone, it knocks the whole God influence out of them? I don't know yet. We're going to have to just wait and see where the story goes now moving forward. And then obviously Blast and Void, they get out of there and they go to another planet by the looks of it, where there's a divine beast that is dead there. And then Blast is like, yo, did you do this? Did you defeat this guy? And he's like, no, I didn't. And they're like, who did? And we find out Saitama is actually the one that did it. So that's how it all goes. So now Void is on their side. Void, we don't have this deceptive backstory of him trying to infiltrate the Heroes Association to get to the scientists. We don't have anything like that again. We don't have him going out to this higher dimension outside the causality and coming down and raining those swords on. We don't have Saitama grabbing the blades anymore. I'm sorry, One Punch Man fans. I know you guys have been... I thought too. I thought this was the year that we were going to see a gigantic upgrade for Saitama and that, to the point where the Goku vs Saitama battle was going to really, really heat up. It was going to be insane. But now it doesn't seem like that's the case, because we're back down to where we were. Like, so far in this Ninja arc, they haven't done any real major upgrades or anything like that. So Saitama's biggest feat is still against Garo. It's still that fight with Garo, which I hope when Season 3 comes out and we get that fight, I hope it's animated beautifully. Fingers crossed it doesn't get the debate treatment. But look, the art is still superb. Like, the art's still superb. But I would like it now that we're at this point, and this is now where we're going to go on. I've accepted that all the stuff that happened before, it doesn't exist anymore. It is what it is. But I want him to now take his time. I would rather have a chapter every single month than every single 2 weeks if he's going to do it right the first time. Because I don't want to go through and waste my time again reading this story, getting invested, because I really liked Void as the villain. I really liked where the story was going, to then just have, nah, guess what, we're going to redraw all this, we're going to redo all this, and we're going to scrap all that again. And it's like, well, I've just invested all my time and everything into here, now I've got a new one to do. So I just hope that he takes it, you know, carefully and does it properly the first time. Take your time, because I just don't want another redraw. And are we going to get God this year? That's the question. Are we going to get the fight with God? Is that going to happen? I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen at this point? One Punch Man is kind of in like this weird scenario where I don't think either or anyone actually knows where it's going. I mean, sometimes I think, does the author even know where it's going? Because he's changing so many things. But let me know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy the redraw? Do you prefer this storyline with Void and how it turned out here? Or do you prefer the old storyline and wish that they continued down that storyline? Let me know what you guys think. Smash in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.